and you can control the windows remotely. Another neat feature to open your vehicle is a hands-free liftgate, and now we've got it set to that height. Now I'm inside the CX-70, which actually shows where the energy is coming from. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jonathan Sewell Sells at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, Alabama, and you see behind me a 25 Mazda CX-50, and we're gonna look at some hidden features on all Mazdas, CX-50, CX-5, and CX-90. Hopefully there's one that you didn't know and that you can benefit with every day. Let's jump in.
More car vids. More car vids.
Let's get started with a couple with your key fob. The first one is that you hit unlock 1, 2, 3, and hold that fourth time, and you can control the windows remotely. So this is perfect in the summer to cool it off real quickly before you get there. So again, 1, 2, 3, and hold on the fourth time. The next hidden feature on the remote is a battery saver or standby mode, and you're actually gonna, right above the lock, there's a little LED that flashes red. You're gonna hit this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it on the fifth. And then you see that how it lit up there? That means that this is in standby mode. It will not unlock the door, and that means that you can pull on it all you want, but it won't unlock. You can still unlock with this remote, but when it's in standby mode, it won't start the car. If it was in the vehicle now, it would allow you to lock the doors, and this is just a way to save the battery or to keep another fob with you without having to carry it around with you when you're traveling or what have you. So to nullify that, you have to hit the lock again. And then when you saw that beep there, that means that it now will read the key again. So you're good to go. The next thing to cover is how to get inside this key fob for the key if you have a dead battery and you need to unlock it. You see that little slot in there? Well, you can, with this right here on the key, right there, you can slide this back cover off and there's a key inside. And with this key inside, you can slide it in there and unlock the door. Once you're inside, if the cranking battery is dead, you can actually hold this whole key fob up here to the button and push and start it that way with a near field communication. So whether the key fob or the cranking battery is dead, you can get in. While we have the key fob apart, also if you want to use your child locks right here, you see that slot? It's just the right size for this key right in that slot to lock it or unlock the child locks. So you can, whatever's best for you to set up and keep everyone safe. While we're outside, notice a couple of buttons on this power liftgate. This one here controls the liftgate, but you can stop it at any height that you want, whatever's convenient, maybe so you don't hit your garage roof or whatever the case is. Push and hold. And now we've got it set to that height. So it won't go any higher than that. Now if you want to clear that, you can push and hold for 2 different sounds of beeps. We'll keep holding it. And now it's cleared out, so you can go back to the factory height. So whatever works best for you, you have that option with all power liftgates on the Mazda. And up top here you have your ultimate lock. Click it, this lowers and locks all the doors. Now we're inside again, and for those vehicles that have I-stop, you notice you have an I-stop off right here. All you have to do is when that vehicle cranks up, all you have to do is hit that button and it turns it off. Unfortunately, you have to do this every time, but this would prevent any type of engine shutdown while you're driving. Now on every vehicle, with exception of the CX-5, you can disable the radar right here on the steering wheel, but on every other vehicle, if you want to disable the radar cruise control, you go to the safety settings, driver assistance, and then right here you uncheck Mazda radar cruise control. Then when you use the cruise control, it will by default not be the radar. And so if you want to turn it back on, all you have to do is make sure that box is checked. So if you don't like the adaptive cruise control, this is how you turn that off. A couple of neat features with the side mirrors. Some trims have power folding mirrors, and all you have to do is hit this button right here. And so you can fold those in when you're going to your garage or whatever the situation may be where you want to park in a narrow parking spot. And you can of course drive with the mirrors like that, which only when you're parking. And then they also do that when you lock the vehicle. so I can open them back up if I need those, need that visibility. Also, these have the power tilt. So as I put it in reverse, you can control which side tilts. Again, which side you need to see. So you notice that this one didn't tilt when I put it in reverse. When I click the left side here, it changes to that side. Or if I want it on the other side, I can just click that other side, and you see that. If I don't want any of them to tilt, all I have to do is make sure it's turned off on both, and neither one will tilt. But again, this is a little bit of a safety feature, but you get to choose which side if you like that. Now, while I've got the vehicle running, if I had my radio on or CarPlay and wanted to keep it on an accessory mode without having to turn it back on, naturally when you hit this button here with your foot on the brake, the vehicle turns off. But if you, or turns completely off. If you want to have it where you stay in accessory mode, all you have to do is hit this trigger on the gear selector while you turn it off. I'm gonna try to do that with both hands here. And so you see that the car is off and we are still in accessory mode. So the car is off, but I have the radio going. So a little neat feature there, just takes two hands. Of course, one of my favorites, when you're at this situation here, you can hit the home screen and have a nice clock there if you don't want anything else showing up on the screen. And this is the digital version. You can go to an analog, jump back to home, go to settings, go to in-vehicle displays, center display, and down here you have the home screen clock. You can change from digital to analog, and then when we double click here, you have just the analog clock, whatever you choose. Now, when you want to do touchscreen on this for Apple CarPlay, you have to go to settings and then go to connectivity settings. And when you have a vehicle connected to CarPlay, you can click in here and you will see touchscreen in motion. So when you engage that, it's going to give you a little warning. But this means that you can, through connectivity, while you're moving, touch the screen in CarPlay. So a neat little feature available on most Mazdas now. One caution with this volume button here, you notice there is an on-off switch here. So sometimes people will mash it and it mutes, but when you push and hold it, it turns off the screen as you heard that beep. And so some people say that their screen's not on when the vehicle's running. Well, it's because inadvertently you may have hit that button and you want to push and hold it again, and it turns right back on. So check that when your screen's black, just to make sure. And a lot of these are in the settings, but you can also go in here and with vehicle settings, look at exterior lighting, and you actually can turn the daytime running lights off. I don't know if you noticed on that truck up there, but when I turn them on, turn them off, and of course the daytime running lights won't really engage until you're driving, but this is a good option here if you're sitting or at a ball game or whatever the case is with the car running and not wanting your daytime running lights on when you have your lights off. So you can turn those off as well. While we're in this settings, also the coming home light, a couple of different situations when you're coming home, how long the auto lights stay on, you can set that timer. And then when you're leaving home, when you unlock, these lights will come on, or if you don't want to disrupt anybody, you can turn this off. So when you unlock the car from a distance, the lights won't come on if they're on auto on. So it just depends on what you want to use. Either one of those settings are pretty neat, and I prefer them. And back in vehicle settings, we're going to look at doors here for locks. So you have this keyless auto lock or walk-away lock. When you engage this, that means that when you turn off the car and walk away, there's several sensors in the front doors. It will auto lock in a certain amount of time, usually within 30 seconds of reading the sensor. Then when you walk away, you won't have to worry about locking it. Very convenient, works about 95% of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, so you may want to double check it, but depends on where you're at. And then of course, when you walk up with the key, it will unlock as usual when you touch the handle or hit the unlock button. So the keyless auto lock's a neat feature. Now jumping into the electronic parking brake, you can see that we are engaged now. And when I put it in gear, it automatically disengages. So it's a safety feature. When I put it in park, it automatically engages when I turn the car off. And right now it's not engaged. Also, this auto hold uses the same technology or features as that. I can turn this auto hold on, and then when I'm sitting, and I have to have my seatbelt on, when I'm sitting at a stop for a long period of time, I can let my foot off the brake and it will hold that when I'm in gear. Of course, I'm not in gear now, but when I'm in gear, it'll work. So a couple of neat features there of those electronic parking brake, and all new Mazdas will automatically engage and disengage when you turn the car off or turn it on and put it in gear. So that's really convenient too. A couple of features back here, when you have the little touch pad underneath, so when you have the key with you, you can touch this and it'll automatically open, or of course you can use the fob to unlock that as you walk up, to push and hold to lower this. So underneath you can hit that and stop it. So this controls this. Even when the car is locked, you can unlock it as long as you have the key on you. And of course, on this 2025 CX-50, you have 1 year of Mazda connected services. So you have the MyMazda app available, and I don't have a vehicle registered here, but you can, with this MyMazda app, you can control or check the tire pressure, remote start, stop, or lock or unlock, and locate this vehicle. So you have 1 year of connected services available with the 2025 models. With exception of the CX-70s, they have still the full 3 years. Download that app, get it activated with your dealer when you buy it, and see if it's some features you would like to use and pay for after a year. Another neat feature to open your vehicle is a hands-free liftgate. So we just touch right here and kind of a little karate kick and it'll open up for you. You can also shut it that way. So again, just a quick little kick and it will shut. This will work while the vehicle is running. So available on the CX-90 and CX-70, and a good thing to use to save you from having to dig in your pocket or the bag for the key. Just walk up and give it a little kick. Now I'm inside the CX-70, and this is a plug-in hybrid, but most Mazda vehicles now have a MI drive or certain trims, but this one also goes from EV mode, or adds an EV mode. So you have Sport, which is red, Normal, which will default to EV. As we're sitting here now, you can see we're in the EV mode, and as you give it a certain amount of gas, that will disengage, or we can tell it to stay in EV mode as long as possible, as long as there's a battery charge, or you can go into off-road mode. Now, what's neat also is some trims will add, and this is one of them, will add a tow mode when you engage with a Mazda or hook up a Mazda wiring harness. So the CX-50 and CX-90 have those options, and the non-plug-ins, of course, as well. So several MI drive modes to tell what your system or what your preferred fuel economy savings is. Also, you can go to information on many Mazda vehicles and look at the drive efficiency monitor, and this will tell you what your current fuel economy is, which is pretty neat. And of course, on this plug-in, it'll also show you what energy you have. And if you hit the menu button, you can change it to average fuel, fuel energy efficiency history, or an energy flow monitor, which actually shows where the energy is coming from. In this case, the battery or the motor or the engine when it's on. And if you have, if you're watching for the regenerative energy, it'll show you how much distance you have driven with the EV range and how much regenerative energy you have saved. And so this is a good way to track how many miles you're getting on the plug-in, but also how many miles you're getting on all vehicles. You can track those in some of these other settings as well, which is pretty neat. I think that wraps us up for these numerous hidden features, and I lost count, there were so many. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and text me at 334-718-0504, or you can comment down below and I'll try to answer them as best I can. I really can't wait to see you enjoying all the fun in your beautiful Mazda.